waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population, so we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change. Service has not started, folks, but thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was good. How about how you doing? That's fine. That's fine. Do you want to do it again or do anything else? Okay. Great. Great. I'll keep this on. Okay. I think we covered everything. So. Yes.
Oh. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. So, here's our question for today. What are you waiting for? I know as a child, it seemed to me that the Christmas holiday had so much waiting. Too much waiting, far too much waiting. When do we get to cut down the tree? When do we get to decorate the tree? When do we get to open the presents? When do we get to make the cookies? When do we finally get to eat pie? Now, later as an adult, I helped my sister and parents manage the eager holiday energy of my niece and nephews at Christmas, and my mood moved more towards when do I finally get to go to bed at Christmas? How things change. The holidays have so many layers. Some layers, like commercialism, can be upsetting. Other layers, like for me, singing together as a family, are layers I long for with all my heart. Many holiday layers are so physical. There are things to touch, like special decorations, things to eat, like special foods, and physical moments, like maybe holding hands to bless some food together or talk about what you're thankful for. Today, I did bring something physical to share with you. One moment. So here it is. Each little sparkle, each little piece of felt glued into position by hand. Mom and Dad had waited 9 months, and this little handmade stocking holds so many of their hopes at a time of long nights and short days before my birth. Somehow my mother found the time while dealing with a premature, tiny, scary, sickly, new, wailing infant, me, to make a Christmas stocking. It makes me very happy to even touch it. May we all move from waiting to welcoming. May we all do what we can in our lives this season with hope and with courage. Come now, let us worship together.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Tenhave Place, and I serve as the Director of Multi-Generational Religious Education here at UUSM. Thank you. And I am glad we have a lively and full crowd today for part of our service, which will be the Children and Youth Holiday Pageant. So keep up that energy for our wonderful performers here. But I just want to welcome everyone to UUSM and let you know that we are an open and affirming congregation celebrating LGBTQAI+ members and friends, working for justice for BIPOC communities and towards full inclusion for people living with disabilities, as well as protecting our precious planet home and all of its inhabitants. We draw upon sacred, secular, and scientific sources in our liberal religious tradition, and we welcome spiritual beliefs from all of the world's religions, as well as humanistic wisdom. As we gather together today, we recognize that we stand near the sacred waters and upon the unceded lands of Indigenous people. This is the traditional home of the Tongva, Gabrieleno, Keys, Ventureño, Fernandeño, Tataviam, and Chumash peoples, and we remember their presence among us, the painful histories of this land, and the ongoing struggle for equity, justice, and sovereignty. In lighting our chalice today, I'm going to invite my friend Emerson up to help us. Thank you, Emerson. Okay, so maybe Mom can help you because you have to do that and pull. As Emerson helps us light the chalice, we're reflecting on that commitment to the worldwide struggle for justice and sovereignty. Good job. And given that the youth and kids will be presenting a play today set in the city of Bethlehem, a place which is facing continually escalating oppression and violence, We light the chalice today with these words from Palestinian poet Marwan Makul. In order for me to write poetry that isn't political, I must listen to the birds. And in order to hear the birds, the warplanes must be silent. We will next light our Advent candles, since we are in the season of Advent, along with other winter holidays approaching. So I want to invite Eloise and Zia up here to help me light the Advent candles. Good job. Thank you, Zia. And now Eloise, Mom can help.
Can I do it?
No, I don't think this is a good fit for
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, brothers, for being supportive as well.
I can do it too.
Well, we're going to light another one next week, so maybe you could help us
Do you want to help
next
next week?
week. Today we just have 2 candles, so thank you, everyone, for helping. And so the 2 candles that we lit today, one was the one that we also lit last week, which is the candle of hope. And then this week is dedicated to the candle of peace. The Advent season in the Christian tradition is a season of anticipation, waiting for the celebration of Christmas. And we can also liken it to awaiting the birth of a child, or the earth awaiting rebirth in the season of spring. And when we think of peace, there's a lot of times where I don't want to sit in saintly anticipation of a long, distant day of peace. We need peace in our world now, but we also need to cultivate that inner patience and that inner peace within us that is going to give us the strength to demand a better world for the children in our community and the children all around the world. And again, I especially today, as we think about this lost family in the land of Bethlehem with nowhere to stay, and mindful of the people of Palestine who are living in much the same situation today. And we continue to work and pray for peace there. And now we can stand for our opening hymn.
This is 1034 in your teal hymnal, De Noche. De noche iremos, de noche, que para encontrar la fuente, solo la sed nos alumbra, solo la sed nos alumbra. By night we hasten in darkness to search for living water. Only a thirst leads us onward. Only a thirst leads us onward.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship. Thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la enseñanza de esta iglesia. Buscar la verdad es su sacramento, y el servicio es la oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en la libertad, servir a la humanidad en comunión. Así es como convenimos unos a otros.
I'm so proud to introduce our children and youth in their presentation of our holiday pageant, The Friendly Beasts. Parents and kids and volunteers have all been doing their part to bring you this story, so thank you to all of you. And I especially want to acknowledge Kieran, who wrote part 1 of our script. So people are bringing many talents today. And this is a Christmas story, but in religious education, we've been learning that so many of our winter holidays and traditions are connected by the theme of bringing light into dark times. So whether your family celebrates Christmas or Hanukkah or winter solstice or something else or all of the above, I think you'll find a connection to this story, which begins on the road to Bethlehem.
A desolate and lonely road. The journey to Bethlehem is long and treacherous. The Virgin Mary rides a donkey, where Joseph marches with his staff. One can only imagine their journey across this vast land in order to give birth to Jesus.
Joseph, what's with this donkey? I thought I told you to purchase priority donkeys, babe, not economy. You never listen.
We're supposed to be broke, Mary.
And humble. How much longer is it anyway?
Let me check Google Scroll. About 3.5 days.
It'll be fine. This birth is worth it. Hang in there, Jesus.
As they continue their travel, Joseph checks his scroll again. He can't help but notice, past all the Become a Centurion Now ads, a new Air P&M, Air Pastor and Manger notification. From God? From Spectrum Internet? Who really knows?
Mary, look, a manger. Available now in town.
Wow, it's perfect. And a bed bath in Bethlehem near that? I feel like this birth is gonna be special. He's gonna be a star.
Didn't know what time it was, lights were low, oh, oh. I leaned back on my radio, oh, oh. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, I slowly said. Then the loud sound did seem to fade, come back like a slow voice on a wave of phase. That weren't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic jive.
Everybody.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. Tell me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children move it. La 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 la.
As Mary and Joseph arrived in Bethlehem, they searched. As Mary and Joseph arrived in Bethlehem, they searched for a place to shelter for the night. But even the stables were getting full.
Move over and make some room for me.
This little town of Bethlehem sure is crowded, even our lonely stable. I heard some tweets from the birds out of town. Everyone's traveling for the census.
Squeak, no room in D&D even for a mouse.
Nobody better come and try and hog up our bed of hay.
Hee-haw, knock knock, anyone home?
I spoke too soon.
Please, friends, we have nowhere to stay. Is there room for us here? You don't understand. This lady is about to have a baby. Please, will you help us?
The animals looked at the poor couple, then at each other, and wondered what they should do. After all, they didn't have much to offer. Shouldn't they protect what little they had from these mysterious travelers out of town? They could be up to no good. On the other hand,
Squeak. These people aren't so different from each other. Small, cold with nowhere else to go.
You're right, Mouse. We may not have gold or frankincense or myrrh, but we can still share our bed of hay.
I bet we all have something we can give to welcome this new baby to the world.
Move on in, everybody.
said the dove from rafters high. I cooed him to sleep so that he should not cry. We cooed him to sleep, my mate and I. I said the dove from rafters high.
So all of the friendly beasts welcomed Mary, Joseph, and the new baby, whether they were sheep, or mice, or dogs, or cows. For all of the different animals that knew a little child, whether they are an unhoused immigrant or a newborn king, should be welcomed with love and kindness. May we all follow their example by opening our hearts to those in need this holiday season. That's it.
All right, please rise in body or in spirit or just stay seated, please, for our song of blessing. This is both Spirit of Life, number 123, in your gray hymnal, and Fuente de Amor, your number 31, in your purple hymnal. And there will also be lyrics. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the streams of compassion. Blow in the wind
All right, it's time for a few announcements. It's a busy time of year, so what I will make my first announcements just as a courtesy, which is please do silence your cell phones. Probably you already have. Soulful Sundown has a New Year's Eve party on the 31st, 6 to 9 at the church for family fun, free pizza and drinks, games, karaoke. What a great way to ring out the old year. Now through January 26th, the Lunches for Bunches crew that assembles lunches out in the courtyard each Sunday for those in need is also organizing a clothing drive for those in need. Please see the newsletter for the details about specific clothing that they can use, and there'll be bins every Sunday for you to deposit the clothing in. We are all looking forward to our Christmas Eve candlelight service at 6 p.m. on December 24th. It's a lovely time of year to be together for centering thoughts, great company, beautiful music. Refreshments and fellowship will follow the service. December 19th, a Thursday night, is the moment you have all been waiting for, the Wine and Cheese Messiah Sing-Along. Yeah! So be here at 6:45 to practice, which I know I will need. Then Wine and Cheese at 7, then the sing-along at 7:30, and a post-concert reception. Suggested donation to support our amazing music program is $20 to $25, but none will be turned away. And I think we have a special announcement here about it. Sally? Yes. I'll be standing outside after the service. I can help you sign up for it. Let me know more about it. Great. Thank you, Sally. Yay. I know that hope for peace in the world and in the Middle East is on many minds and hearts this season. There is a group, the UU for Justice in the Middle East, and there's materials online if you want to look them up to support families, individuals, and congregations in thinking about peace in the Middle East. You can search online for more information. Our religious naturalism discussion will take place on Zoom Monday night, December 9th at 7 p.m. No advanced homework is needed. This is an overview of a very compelling set of ideas and practices. This particular night will be devoted to the sacred and the story. Read online for how to get involved. The UU Animal Ministry is collecting unopened, wet, or dry pet food after the service today. Please go chat with them in Forbes Hall for details on how to get involved, and they meet today from 12 to 1. Always lots going on. Please look at the website for more details. And I know we've had the kids with their amazing pageant. If any of you have donations to the Westside Food Bank, there's a basket up here. Feel free to bring them up. I think some folks already have. But if you'd like to take a moment now to bring up food for the Westside Food Bank, this is something we do and have done for years, and we do it every week. So feel free to bring what you can. Thank you so much for your donations. This is great. And after donating, it'll be the time to greet your neighbor, but before doing so, please remember to listen for Ryan's piano cue to return to worship. So please take a moment now to say hello and greet those around you, those familiar and those new.
No, it wouldn't go with your It wouldn't go with your other. It goes with it. What is that? That's oh, but don't oh. Yeah. Let me do this.
Good morning. I am Kikanza Nuri Robbins. I am your consulting minister in residence here on the corner of 18th and Arizona. I am so happy to be here this morning. We've had great service already, and we've got more surprises to come. If you came to hear me preach, you will be disappointed because we're singing. It's a sermon and song this morning. But before we do that, we are going to spend a little time thinking about what we want from community. What do we come for? What prayers do we bring? What desires do we bring? What hope do we offer to one another because we are in community? We got a letter from the daughter of one of our members, Dwight Flowers. Some of you may know Dwight. And she writes, "My dear dad is a loyal congregant of yours. About a week and a half ago, he came down with COVID, followed shortly by his wife. She's had it worse than him, but he's not doing well. I think the hardest thing for him, and if you know him, this will resonate, has been the isolation, as he is extraordinarily social guy, making friends everywhere he goes. I live in Maine, not me, Kendra, the daughter who's writing, and call each day, and the other children are in touch as well, but no one lives nearby. I wonder if you or others in the church community might be able to check on him by phone a few times during the coming weeks." So here is a very direct request. Dwight Flowers. You can get his number in the directory, or you can call the office and we can get you his number. We're not going to broadcast it all over the internet. But do know that this is a time when people who are in isolation feel even more isolated. This is a time when people who know that they are part of a community need to feel that community around them. This is a time for you to give something that really makes a difference, giving your time to make a call one way or another. And so for our meditation, I have a meditation of gratitude. So lots of words. I will read the words. There is a refrain after every line, and that is, "We give thanks." And so if you remember all of the things for which you are grateful or for which you can give thanks, we can join together, feeling the energy that we bring with one another, that we create because we are community, as we think about and meditate on the many things for which we are grateful. For a world that is filled with goodness, for things great and small, beautiful and awesome, for seen and unseen splendor, we give thanks. For human life, for talking and moving and thinking together, for common hopes and hardships shared from birth until our dying, we give thanks. For work to do and strength to work, for companionship while we labor, for exchanges of good humor and encouragement, we give thanks. For committed relationships, for the mystery and joy of flesh made one, for mutual forgiveness and burdens shared, for secrets kept in love, we give thanks. For family, living together and eating together, for family amusements and family pleasures, we give thanks. For children, for their energy and curiosity, for their brave play and startling frankness, for their sudden sympathies, we give thanks. For the young, for their high hopes, for their irreverence toward worn-out values, for their search for freedom, for their solemn vows, we give thanks. For growing up and growing old, for wisdom deepened by experience, for rest and leisure, and for time made precious by its passing. We give thanks. For help in times of doubt and sorrow, for healing our bodies and souls, for preserving us in temptation and danger, we give thanks. For the divine spirit that guides our steps and brings us gifts of faith and love that unites us with all citizens on this great planet, we give thanks. And finally, for these and all gifts that we offer for our work in the world, we give thanks. So, got through Thanksgiving. Those plans have been executed, and Advent is upon us. We are officially in the Christmas season. We're now preparing for obligations and duties and habits and traditions for the rest of the year. During this season of Advent, this time of waiting, the season of anticipation, we spend hours and hours and lots of dollars preparing for the holidays with hope. We get our houses in order, cleaning things that rarely see the light of day. We order the cards, buy the stamps, start the Christmas letter. We get out the decorations, climbing up to top shelves, crawling under beds, diving into forgotten boxes. We get all the right clothes, the right gifts, and we try to get the right invitations. And then we work to try to get our families to cooperate. We bribe and beg and weasel and whine, and then we overspend, overcook, and overeat, only to be anywhere from slightly to grossly disappointed in the end, wondering why we don't learn our lessons when things don't turn out the way we had planned. At church, we get the children ready for their Christmas pageant. We hang greens throughout the sanctuary. We argue about the theological significance of a Christmas tree at church. We make sure that the ornaments that we donated can be seen from the pews. We make plans for the concert, the Christmas potluck, and donations to the poor. Then there is the shopping for gifts. The sales, the specials, the secret Santas, the lists from those we really want to please, those obligatory gifts for people we barely know or don't really like. Racking our brain for gifts that are cheap but look good, wondering if we dare re-gift something for the office party, hoping that at least one person will pay attention and give you something you actually want or might even use. Waiting for the holidays is not all we are waiting for. During this season, some of us are waiting to heal, waiting to forgive, waiting to be forgiven, waiting for someone to change, waiting to go home, waiting for the one to return, waiting for the other to leave. What are you waiting for? Waiting implies that we're hoping for something different, something better, something else. We are people of hope, and if we didn't have hope that we can make things better, we wouldn't work so hard for social justice. We wouldn't fight so hard for those we love. We wouldn't react so strongly to things we wish would change. So this morning, the children reminded us of the hope that this season brings. So let us continue to remind ourselves of the importance of our children and our grandchildren. And as a warm-up, we're both going to speak and sing our first song, number 1061. And if you haven't figured out the code, if the number starts with a 10, it's in the teal. And if it starts with 3 numerals, then it's 1, 2, or 3 numerals. It's in the gray hymnals. If it's 4 numerals, it's in this one. So 1061, I'm going to be the narrator. You're going to be the singers. And you don't have to stand up. Keon is going to help us. Ryan is going to give us those musical cues so we can move our way through this. We're sitting. For so the children come, and so they have been coming, always the same way they come, born of the seed of a man and a woman.
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for warring, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born, is a holy night.
No angels herald their beginnings, no prophets predict their future courses, no wise men see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind.
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born, is a holy night.
Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Fathers and mothers sitting beside their children's cribs feel glory in the sight of new life beginning. They ask, where and how will this new life end? Or will it ever end?
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wandering, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born, is a holy night.
Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born, is a holy night.
If we take the big picture and focus on our work in the world, not just the holiday season, we can remind one another of what we are doing, what our collective purpose is. So let us sing that reminder, page 10, 17. Let's sing the first and last verse. 10, 17, this one.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, this world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
So we're going to the great hymnals now. Christmas dominates the season, but we UUs remember that this is a season of lights. The lights of Christmas, the lights of the winter solstice, the lights of Kwanzaa, the lights of Hanukkah. So let us sing Light One Candle, number 221.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. But light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger won't tear us apart. Light one candle to bring us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that valued so highly? We keep it alive in that flame. What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? Have we come this far always believing that justice would somehow prevail? This is the burden and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears.
So even as our theology has led us away from Christmas as the celebration of the birth of Christ, we still find joy and delight in the lights and the tinsel and the gifts and the food. So let us deck the halls. Page 235.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide.
So, our last one, whatever you are preparing for this season, let us remember the work in the world and ourselves that we must continue. Let us remember what it is and why we are doing this work. So we will sing one verse of the all-time favorite song of UU's Everywhere, Blue Boat Home. Yeah. 1064.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
So during this season of waiting, as you are getting things ready inside your homes, remember to keep things ready inside your heart.
Hear, hear. So 50% of today's offering goes to support the work of this church. For example, the amazing hard work of our ushers and greeters and those who are making coffee and providing treats. They embody our theme this month, which is presence, and they make our time together at church more gracious and communal. The other half of our Sunday offering goes to UNICEF this month. UNICEF works in over 190 countries and territories to save children's lives, to defend their rights, and to help them fulfill their potential from early childhood through adolescence. They bring clean water, they bring sanitation, health, and nutritional services. They are the world's largest provider of vaccines. The slide behind me describes many ways to give today, including placing cash or check in the bag that the ushers are going to pass around here. Thank you all for what you make possible with your financial gifts and the gifts of time that you share with the church and with the wider world. The ushers, please come forward, and your offerings will be gratefully received.
Me and all my friends, we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas, no more ribbons on their door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair, so we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. And we're still waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population, so we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change. We rise in body and spirit for this one, right? 1055 Teal Hymnal, How Sweet the Darkness. When windows that are black and cold are lit anew with fires of gold, when dusk in quiet shall descend and darkness come once more a friend, when wings pursue their proper flight and bring not terror but delight, when clouds are innocent again and hide no storms of deadly rain, and when the sky is swept of wars and keeps but gentle moon and stars, that peaceful sky, that harmless air, how sweet the darkness there.
Quite a morning. As we put out the flames of our chalice and our Advent candle, let us remember that these fires are gone, but we carry those fires in our heart. Thanks particularly to our musicians this morning for leading us through this wonderful service. We are so grateful for the furries, the short ones and the tall ones, and all of the adults who helped to bring their program to us this morning. There's so many people for which we're thankful. So glad that you came. Hope that you come back. This service is over. Our service to the world and to one another continues. Go in peace, my friends.
realize